Okay, there we go. Oh, for some reason, like opening it up, it wanted to freak out on me and not want to actually show any of my scenes.
Yeah, don't fuck with my settings yet.
You're good. It's the actual scene on OBS that I needed to have work. I'll do audio bouncing here in a second.
Goddamn dongle.
Foul
Talk shit about what you think.
dongle.
Foul dongle. Produced by those who would crave money over quality.
I mean, yeah.
You're not wrong.
I could just say foul business practice.
Bow video game designers.
Right?
Prove me wrong.
Usually it's not the designers that.
Hang on.
Okay.
Cow varnish.
Varnish.
Yep, it's varnish for your cows. You don't put
What?
varnish on your cows?
What?
Michael. No. Bad.
Fuck you acting like I've said some weird shit. I know I did, but don't be so surprised.
Oh, I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Don't act like my shit's the weird shit.
I'm back.
I'd say collectively we could corrupt a nation.
Wait,
What did I just come back to?
politically or like their future?
Nah, just with our stupidity alone.
What?
Don't worry about it. Even with context, it was confusing. And I'm the one
I
that said
love
it.
you.
You said we could corrupt a nation. Are you saying politically, or are we talking about like their future?
Yes.
Perfect answer.
Chat, I'm worried.
I thought you were
And
wolf.
how?
I don't
Part
know
of the
how to go from here.
Don't act surprised that our shit's weird. Your shit's weird too.
Where do we go now?
Where do we go now?
I don't deny that my shit's not weird. It's just the fact that I came back to that it threw me off.
Sweet child of mine.
For how long we've been doing this campaign together, you still seem surprised. Surprised.
Yeah.
Don't act surprised that Chavez is acting surprised.
Just don't surprise.
Is
Be
it a
upfront.
surprise that he's surprised?
Jesus Christ, have all of you been smoking? I thought I was the only one.
I wish.
I'm high on life.
I wish.
Dude, get me some of that stat.
I mean,
Bro,
you know
are
how
you
I
high? Let me check.
Yes.
you know how I do the sobriety.
High
thing,
on
yeah.
American spirit.
I fucking love that.
Okay. That's all there.
No,
Joke, but those American spirits go hard.
according to a coworker, we're basically getting the runoff when it comes to alcohol. like
Yeah.
apparently stuff like Heineken is piss water.
Why would you drink Heineken?
Well, as an example.
Better yet, why are we
Bad
considering
example.
beer alcohol?
Because that's what it mostly consists of.
Why are we considering beer good? We ask ourselves a lot of these questions.
I
That's kinda
prefer
what I was
good
getting
old fashioned Coca-Cola.
There's some pretty good craft beers out there, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I don't have time to gather the ingredients and then put them into the crafting bench, in the right way.
I don't like Kraft mac and cheese.
You a craft
Alcoholic mac
single.
and cheese.
No. I saw someone do, I think it was blue cheese infused gin.
Why?
Do you mean the other
What?
way around?
It's
Gin
put,
infused blue cheese?
Would be better.
When I was in high
I-
school, my stepdad used to make his own jalapeno or habanero infused beer.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. I never tried it, but he liked it quite a bit.
So, Chet, do you like the pregame show?
No.
I feel like there's got to be a way to like dehydrate alcohol to make it so like you only have to get it wet and it becomes alcohol again. Because I had an idea a while back for alcoholic cereal, and all you have to do is add milk.
I'm concerned.
So, Luke, speaking of, did you know during Prohibition, the sale of alcohol was illegal, right? But you could actually buy every single component needed to make an alcoholic beverage, including bricks of, oh god, what was it? It was bricks of yeast and berries that you would ferment.
You can get more information like that and random facts at zedimus.twitch or twitch.zedimus.
Twitch.tv. No, actually, there's no facts there. That's just brain dead content. Let's be real honest here. I ain't afraid to admit it.
Since you're the one speaking up, why don't you take us away and start off?
All right. Have you chosen your destination? Anyway, you can find me at Twitch. Not Delta. You can find me at twitch.tv/Zedimus, where I'm kind of trickling in my streams until I get myself fully set up. Once I do, I don't know, might start streaming after work, just, short stuff, and then do some longer stuff on the weekends.
Giggity?
Haha. No.
Penis joke.
But yeah, no, just getting kind of settled into my new place.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to fix things up. Big blick. Spit that shit. All right, now that you're done with all that, tell the good people about yourself.
Hi, I'm Blake Takao 23. I don't stream, so
Yeah.
there's nothing to find. Yeah, Zenith.
Why is he-
Zenith.
Why
Oh,
do
yeah,
you bring
go
my
for
brother
it.
today?
He's listening, is he?
He streams even less than you do.
I don't know why that got me.
Hey, I want to see him type in the chat. See if he's listening.
He was. He said hi twice.
Okay.
Way to go, Who,
what?
Yeah, I got him. Alright, well then, Geared, I guess.
Hi, I'm Geared. You can find me at twitch.tv/thegearedgolem, where I play a variety of games and make stupid jokes all the time.
Yes.
Yep.
But only I can call them stupid.
Nope.
That was such a deflated emotion. Or deflated sound.
Called the villager emotion.
Oh.
We do a Minecraft campaign, all we can do, and we're all villagers.
Oh God.
Oh, I want to be an illager, please.
Zach.
Hi, everybody. I am Zayden. Twitch.tv/Zayden101. I'm kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Luke.
in like 2 months, but I really want to get back to this
man. You
Oh,
were.
Whoa, that sounded really cool, but you're also coming in real quiet.
Yeah, you sound like you're talking into a pillow and your mic was on the
Yeah.
other side.
Welcome to the Pillow Talk segment.
Where you actually talk through a pillow.
Well, we give him a second to figure out his microphone and all of that. We'll spend 10:25. At this point, you know where to find me. Yeah.
Lazy.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, that is perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, I guess my fucking cord came partially unplugged. I don't know what happened.
I was amazed that we could still hear you at all.
Yeah, you were like extremely muffled.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
That's a
Mm,
really
okay.
good mic if it was partially unplugged. But go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna complain about the HOV lane thing again. I know it's been like 2 months, but like seriously, use the HOV lane, people. Like, just get over. Like, it's really not your job to slow down the fast lane.
Yeah.
Life in the first lane.
Well, I mean, don't strap on a rocket booster to your car either. But
Nope.
yeah,
You're not my dad.
You're not my rocket scientist.
Okay, but like it's like objectively safer. It always clears faster. It moves at a usually faster than the traffic next to you, unless someone slow is in front of you. And even then, it usually outpaces the rest of traffic. Just saying. Like, there's no objective reason to not use the HOV lane when you can.
I agree.
Just don't slow that down too, because I've seen a lot of people hop into the HOV lane and then do 50 instead of 60.
That person deserves to get into a wreck at that point.
Jesus.
I mean, I drive a big vehicle for work. I can't get into the HOV lane. I'm limited to like usually supposed to be the far right two lanes. But when it's the only option, when the only options are the 2 lanes that are there, and you're sitting there going slower than I am uphill, move over. I got 4 tons on almost any vehicle out there. If you stop me, if you start brake checking me while trying to go up a hill,
If you stop me, you stop everything.
Just pray I don't get in front of you. That's all you need to worry about.
yeah.
Just don't brake check people. Like,
Yeah,
you're
just
supposed to
don't
be
do it.
using your brake check to communicate that the traffic in front of you is slowing down or stopping, or like conditions are dangerous. And when you brake check people, you ruin the integrity of that goodwill.
Yeah.
Brake checking without intention.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've seen too many pictures of what happens to like F-150s when they brake check a big truck. The F-150 is an
Oh,
accordion,
God.
and the big truck has just got a bumper scratch.
Yeah, no, like, there's no question. Like something that you're driving will just go right through you.
Oh yeah.
Like, without, like, it doesn't matter if you're driving a fucking jacked up, like, no, all that
It's a
steel
me,
is,
box truck.
all that steel is aluminum foil in front of something that Chavy drives.
Yes. It really is. And I've got a coworker that's proven it.
Oh
But-
dear.
Well, that's a story for off camera of implications. But bringing it back to this, hello everyone, welcome to our night of D&D. We are continuing on with our Avatar campaign, and I would like to finish off this chapter by this session. If not, I mean, shit happens. It all kind of depends on how things roll out.
I think we should be able to.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We're at a point in this one where something really drastic would have to happen for it not to finish off this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, you guys might have to fight each other for this not to end.
Oh, fuck. Shen is loose. And Pri is in love with him. He's melted the steering wheel of the boat. We're stuck out here.
And Brutus is a
Everyone dies.
hostage.
Wolf.
Yes.
I still have 5 temporary hit points from last session. Are those still there?
So all your temporary hit points those ones stay because those were given based off of a meal that you guys had and not what I gave you guys above what I gave you meta.
We're still empowered by this food.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I noticed I still had 5 temporary hit points, and I was like,
Yeah.
Those are Brutus hit points. Those are special.
Yeah, those were given in game, so those will stay.
Mm-hmm.
I had to ask.
Yeah.
Need to make sure.
Oh, that's thanks for checking that one. Okay. All right. So
the
how's
DM giveth, the DM can taketh away.
Very true. All right. So how's everyone feeling? How's everyone's nights looking for them?
Feeling decent.
Yeah.
I have ramen and Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Doing all right.
I am super excited, Bike.
I'm busy. I'm playing D&D with my friends. So.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll reschedule for later then.
Cool.
Hey guys, my Sunday just opened up a reschedule.
Okay. Well, let me turn that off. All right. Does
The Blake
anyone want?
paradox.
Huh?
I said the Blake paradox.
Yes. Does anyone want to try and do a recap?
Prison break.
More or less.
Blasted brothers' faces with fire.
Renzu made soup.
Yeah.
A lot of soup, and it helped out tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't really need the advantages this time, so.
All right. So when we last left our crew, we had basically successfully infiltrated the prison. Actually, I don't know if we ever learned the name of this place. It's just them in the
icebox.
prison. The icebox.
Yeah.
Right. We had successfully infiltrated the icebox, and our plan was going rather smoothly. Basically, we had snuck Gia and Naga aboard as captured prisoners, while the rest of the crew had donned Fire Nation armor to sort of disguise themselves as guards under the leadership of Shan, man,
Chen.
Chen, uh,
Chen.
It's like
Kebab.
Chin, but with an E.
I can't keep their names straight anymore.
Mhm.
Shengdu.
There you go.
Shimalama ding dong.
And essentially, with Rinzu disguising himself as a cook to try and sneak soup and precious water-bending resources aboard the prison. While he did that, Brutus managed to basically sabotage the holding cell that they were keeping Naga in, and with a little guidance from Shang. God, I'm never going to keep them straight. He had also sabotaged
Cheng Chen.
Shang Chen. There you go. He had basically made it so that Naga could break her bonds at the slightest whistle. and may have convinced a guy to walk away.
Persuasion check with your fist.
Pre-man-
Auto success.
Sorry, continue.
Pri and Shang managed to escort Gia down to the waterbender holding cells and eventually down to the interrogation room, where it was discovered they were also holding Noah, the brother that Gia had been seeking. After that, Pri was able to break off and sneak her way over to the boiler to get some earthbending materials in the form of coal to sneak to the earthbending prisoners there. And then Chen came face to face with Chen in the warden's office. And that's where everything kind of, hit the fan, so to speak. Gia was able to, from the bottom, break out her brother and the water benders, with some experimental water bending techniques that we're not really sure of. Free and Brutus managed to help the Earthbenders stage a prison break on their level, allowing Naga to essentially burst through the wall Kool-Aid Man style. And Chen burnt Chen's face off.
And
Yeah.
convince the warden to apprehend him.
Yeah, and in what I can only describe as the most brilliant 5D chess move, Chen essentially captured his brother and also convinced the warden to surrender himself and the prison to the team. And I suppose with that, all that was really left was a little bit of mop-up from the resistance that we had, as the escaped prisoners sort of congregated on the earthbending level, and we essentially had the place to ourselves. Capturing a few prisoners of our own in the form of Fire Nation guards, we made our way onto the ships and GTFO'd RFN.
Yeah.
Missing anything?
That is what happened.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty on point for what happened.
Mhm.
Luke, you get 2 rerolls.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically you guys Ocean 11 the shit out of this base or out of this prison. And I again, good on you guys. That was really good stuff.
Well,
Am I
your
George
dice
Clooney?
kind of helped us out too.
Yes, and this dice that will forever be in the dice prison that's on my desk here. I don't know if I could trust it again after that one, because like every time that I needed to roll against you guys, it decided no, they're gonna pass. So it's gonna stay there for a while.
Does that make me Brad Pitt?
God, I don't know.
Yes.
That reference flies over my head.
For Ocean's 11 because it was George Clooney and Brad Pitt
I think
and
Rinzu's are Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
It's been a minute since I've seen
Man,
those movies.
Demon.
But yeah, so you guys were successfully able to rescue. Let's see, where's my list here? 7 of the Earth Nation prisoners, 15 of the Water Nation prisoners. On your way out of the prison, you guys did manage to get 2 of the Fire Nation guards that weren't buried underneath rubble or ran to the other side of the prison. Shang, you and the warden escorted your brother out of the prison onto your ship, and for the moment, down into the holding cell. With help from the warden, you pulled your brother's armor off and secured his weapons to the side for the moment. Your Water Nation Your water tribesmen are up on the top deck with the Earth Nation trying to secure themselves and make sure everyone's good, not too banged up. And you guys have left the prison and made your way back to the main continent, where off in the distance you see the Northern Water Tribe boat that acted as your decoy.
Distraction.
That we'll go with that one. Your distraction. That started the whole escapade. Let's see. Give me one moment. Where is? That's not the one I want. I want this one. No. Where is my sounds? There it is. Okay. So we're gonna start with, well, actually, what is everyone doing? First, initial reactions on the ship as you're moving. Shang, I would imagine you're down
Yep.
with your brother.
Yep, making sure his ass is locked up.
Gia, I'm gonna assume you're gonna be with Noah, making sure that he's okay enough to be moved more.
Yeah, sort of an above game question here. Does this ship like have like a sick bay or something?
Not really. The closer you got to a sick bay is gonna be like bedrooms, and
Okay.
any meds are gonna be made up, or anything to kind of help heal people in a medical way are gonna be done in the kitchen, which is like
Yeah.
just down the hall from the bedrooms.
Yeah, then I'd probably have like Noah set up in one of the bedrooms, and then like if there are like any other like people who need tending, like I try to like oversee that a little bit maybe, but most of my attention is on my own brother.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that down. What are the rest of you guys doing? Brutus, Rinzu, and Kree.
Brutus would probably be, to those who aren't in need of medical attention, he would probably be serving what food he can to the people.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna ask, how many of them look like they could use some soup?
That's actually a good question.
Well, then Brutus would be helping Renzu then.
Well, I mean, considering that they're all coming from prison, they could all probably use some sort of sustenance.
So
Prison-
who's
Prisoner food and guard food are not the greatest, but there is still a difference.
Soup time.
who's commandeering the boat right now?
As of right now, I figured that at some point Gio or Shang put the boat into drive and then letting it kind of go forward for now.
So it can go forward on its own without a pilot.
For
Cruise
a little
control.
for a little bit, as long as there isn't like massive waves hitting the boat and like steering it off in the different directions. Looking around, it's not heavy waves. There is a little bit of choppiness to it, but you could still sail true for a while.
It's manageable.
Yes.
Oh.
It's one of those things where like if you feel like you're gonna start moving, you'll know it and you can just run up and readjust quickly.
Oh,
Yeah. Alright, so
I'll be up at the top deck near the bridge then.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on the other boat.
okay. Yeah. Let's do Brutus and Renzu. Since you guys are making the food and getting people fed, one of you make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
I have exhaustion.
That's true too.
So
I'll
what
make
would you-
out a hand check.
All right,
Okay.
what's the other check?
Well, I'd imagine you guys would be helping each other out, so I'm
23.
That's pretty good.
Well,
Sure.
goodness, he didn't need my help.
Yeah.
Okay, here's how I would narratively put this. I don't know what Renzu is going to be doing with that role, but Brutus, you can hear him kind of trying to catch his breath every now and again.
Is the
What?
sleight of hand check to make the soup?
yeah, that's it. That's what I'm using for cooking.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, we'll just go with that. This is what you guys use for a silica, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dexterity makes sense.
So you make a decent amount of soup. Passing it out, some of the Earth Nation the Earth Nation aren't taking big portions. They're taking some of them, passing them out to like some of the people a little more in need. But you get a fair amount. Not everyone is eating again. But you feed those that need to. Pre, since you're up in the top, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception. 8.
All right. Yeah, smooth sailing. Ships coming in. They're kind of flagging you down to slow down. You pull up alongside them, or adjusting to pull alongside.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What would that?
Huh?
What would that be to try and slow down? I don't think I have proficiency in ship riding.
Give me one moment.
Water vehicles is a wisdom check, or at least has been so far.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make me a wisdom. This is a straight roll. Okay.
10.
Completely average.
I mean, it's a big ship. You're not usually the one in charge of actually piloting it, but you look at the steering console and you look in front of you and you're like, oh, I just need to turn this thing here. Okay. And maybe push that lever that way? No. Yeah, let me pull it this way. Okay. That's good.
Mhm.
Let me Okay. Shang.
Damn me.
You are down the cargo. Well, no, not cargo hold. You're down by the prison cell. You just pulled all the armor off your brother, and you're holding his sword currently. Roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. 19.
Okay. You were very focused on your brother, but as you're holding the sword, you do feel like there's something different with it. But you can't necessarily place your finger on it. Yeah. Consider that you're holding it.
I put all my fingers on it.
It doesn't feel like your average sword.
I'm gonna check that out later.
Okay. I need to turn this down just a little bit. Okay. So you said you wanted to check it out?
Later.
Okay. So you place it to the side.
Yeah.
All right.
Make sure he's fully disarmed, disrobed down to his skivvies, and locked up.
Get your hands off me. Let go. Shouldn't be treating me like this.
Oh. Oh, really? And how should I be treating you, Chen? The one who stabbed me in the back?
You had
We
it
were
coming.
brothers, Chen. We were brothers. What did I do, Chen? What did I do to you? Make you hate me so much?
You were born. And he turns away. And he turns into the cell and steps away from the bars.
The hell does that mean? What, you wanted to be an only child that bad?
And give up having all the glory to myself? Yes.
I never wanted the glory, Chen. I never wanted any of it. Why do you think I faked my own death? Got away from all of it?
And yet, you didn't actually die.
May as well have.
You may as well have. That
How's
we
his
can
face
agree on.
looking?
Well, considering that you just burnt his face off, like, not even an hour ago, very red. And, like, he can't really hold his face like he was, but bacon just before it starts to get crispy.
Oh, shit.
My exile has made me very cruel, Chen. Things aren't going to be easy for you going forward.
We'll see.
He's gonna make sure he's secured and he can't get out. And he's gonna go find Gia.
Okay. Gia, you are with your brother. Roll a medicine check.
Of course, would love to.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
All right.
24.
So, you did what you could as far as healing him, for HP. He looks very ragged, and ragged, disheveled, shaky. Above game, he's suffering like 4 points of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Get the feeling that the best thing for him right now is going to be rest as much as possible. You find a bed for him and you lay him down. Gia.
It's okay, bro. Body needs rest. Just take it easy. There's no more questions. Everything's okay now.
How many of our people are with us? Did you get everyone?
Yeah, Noah. We got everyone. I'm just kind of gripping my fist at my side. Everyone's safe, bro.
Good. And he closes his eyes and gets what sleep he can.
Just kind of put like a warm washcloth across his forehead and, just kind of caress my hand across his cheek and say, rest easy, big brother.
Thank you. I didn't give up hope.
That's good.
Kind of an off comment, but where's Naga?
She's gonna be up on the main deck.
No, that's actually a really good point. I imagine she smells that he's here.
Yeah,
She does,
I
but
just imagine her being right behind Gia, just like the
if
widest puppy eyes.
the interior of the ship is too small and compact for Naga to get through, so since you're up on the top deck, every once in a while when you look down, she's like right up against the main door into the main part of the ship.
Naturally.
Yeah. If she
Okay.
could, she'd ram her head through that door to try and get a better sense of him, but she
Mhm.
physically can't get in.
Just Naga outside one of the portholes. What is she standing on?
It's like I can hear her whimpering or something.
Yeah, a little bit. She's still coming down from all the excitement as well, so she's adjusting. She's got, I don't have a better way, but she doesn't have the zoomies, but she's got like the pacing back and forth
Mhm.
kind of thing, just just back and forth, passing in front of this door, and then like to the back of the ship, little more over where the bedrooms are at, and then back to the front of the ship to that door.
Okay, continue.
But yeah, as you're comforting your brother, Shang comes around the corner or comes down the hallway.
I just sort of place a finger to my lips and stand up and meet him in the hallway, closing the door behind me.
How is he?
He is absolutely exhausted and probably a little shell-shocked. Just needs sleep.
He's safe now, Gia. We saved him.
We saved him. I couldn't have ever done this without your help, Shang. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Of course.
There. He just kind of wipes a tear away. Is there something you need?
The thing inside that cell, Gia, lacks any semblance of humanity. He's a narcissistic, ego-driven monster who deserves everything coming to him. I want you to make him hurt, Gia.
You're talking about your brother.
Yes.
Ken, was it?
Yeah.
You're right. I will do this for you. Siblings shouldn't fight after all.
Thank you.
Of course.
We need answers, too. He knows things about what's happening in the spirit world.
You think so?
I know so. He's supposed to be tracking down spirit creatures and studying them for their usage for the Fire Nation army. He has to know more.
Uh,
My family has a direct connection to the Fire Lord, so
while this
What's up?
conversation is going on, give me another wisdom check as your ship is getting to that point where they need to stop and dock each other.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll buff right out.
Well, I mean, it's not the
Good.
it's not the greatest of stops. You guys feel everyone on the ship feels a little jostling around as like
Renzu, who's driving the ship?
Apparently, someone not good at it.
Hey.
it's not an at one, so it's not enough for you guys to make dex checks. But you feel like if it was any worse, you might lose your balance. But it does come to a halt.
Feels a little uneasy.
Yes. But the ship is stopped, and boards are coming across from ship to ship.
Wait, well,
It's like I heard whispers of someone trying to get answers. Does anyone need airbending tickle torture?
Dear
No,
God.
I think this calls for something much more sinister. And then
Brutus
ooh,
wraps his arm
wait.
around. Brutus
I
wraps
have
his
an
arm
idea.
around Renzu and starts pulling him back.
Wait,
Come on.
what it
Come on.
test new soups. The disgusting kinds of soups. Brutus, can I borrow your feet?
God.
he fucking did it. Can't
You
believe
did.
it.
I just give him this look that says, "Keep talking, and you'll expect 5 knuckles to the face."
Keep talking and you'll get my feet, but not in the way you wanted.
Hi, I'd like to substitute these hands.
I don't need your feet per se. I need what's stuck to the bottom of your feet.
Gross.
Ah, yes, stone soup.
Ho jam tea.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh God.
Brutus walks away. Brutus just fucking walks away and goes back to tending to people.
Wait, Renzu grabs his ankle so he can drag him. Please.
Renzu, what the? Stop! And you just hear us as we're walking away, and you just hear Renzu's just scraping along the ground. Just
No, you're
How
coming
are
with
you-
me.
how are you
We're
heavier
gonna
than
make
stone?
tea.
how are you heavier than stone?
Okay. The stupidity in that. Dear God.
Renzu will not let this go.
Brutus, do you let this continue happening?
We've already walked away. I'm dragging his ass. Oh wait, do I need to roll for that?
I mean, do you guys want to contest this?
I was like, can I make a persuasion check?
Brutus wants nothing to do with anything tongue related or foot related.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either, so I'm gonna say no.
Renzu will come
Actually,
back
you know
to the
what?
topic.
No, because it's stupid, and I think it would be funny. Go ahead, Renzu make a persuasion, and Brutus make an insight.
Oh. Dang it.
Yeah, no, Brutus ain't
Yeah.
putting up with your shit.
Just, it's time for Big Brother to start being Big Brother. He starts pulling you. He's just
You hear when Renzu lets go, and as you walk away, you hear, everyone has to sleep.
And here I thought Gia was the scary one.
Renzu make an intimidation?
Nah, dang it.
Brutus, Yeah, no. He still ain't putting up with your shit.
You can't
No,
intimidate the
Brutus-
intimidator, man.
No, Brutus just looks back. Brutus just looks back and says, "So do you." And then I continue walking. Brutus goes back to helping with the crew. He wants none of this shit.
Alright.
He's still got a point of exhaustion, so he's just grumpy as all hell right now.
Oh, that should have actually been. That would have been with disadvantage for the last one.
The last one or the one before
Well,
that?
both of them, but you still
Oh wait,
passed
no,
the
I
first
still
one.
succeeded that one. So no,
Yeah.
okay, fine. In that case, Brutus just to rewind. Brutus looks down, sweats internally. He just, what is that? What does that imply? And then he just starts slowly backing away, not breaking eye contact until he's around the corner, and then you just hear, tap, 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 like he's running away.
Renzu will whistle back into the kitchen.
All right. Pretty on the top deck. You notice that Maggie and a few of the other soldiers that she brought with her are crossing over and beeline it to all the people that are on your top deck, checking on everyone.
So I'm going to approach Maggie and wave to her.
Okay, yeah. You got a little quiet on my end.
Oh my goodness.
Double check
How
your
many
settings.
how many times do I have to adjust this mic?
I have no idea. I don't know what to do about that one because I've got you at 200% on my end, and everyone else is at like 1 to 150 or 100 to 150.
Because my input is maxed out.
Yeah.
Move your mic closer to your face.
It's like an inch away from my face. If I move it any closer, I'm going to be
I mean, if you just did anything,
ingesting it.
if you just did anything, it's coming in clear on my end.
Oh, my neck.
But you say you wanted to approach Maggie?
Yes.
Sorry. Jesus.
hmm
Oh my. Freaky, you guys did it.
Yes, we did it.
Is everyone all right? You guys need do you need anything? You men,
Seems like
help them out over here. She gestures for a few of the soldiers to tend to some of the people that aren't looking as great as the rest.
Yeah, for the most part, they seem okay. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe there's a few that might need a hand, but I think we got this.
Okay, Yeah.
Renzu starts looking for Shang.
we'll get to that. Free, how many? This doesn't look like everyone. Are we missing some?
I don't think so. I think we got everybody that we saw on there. I mean, a handful of Earth people. Think we got everybody from the water tribe.
Where is? Oh. Huh. Okay.
Is there
Where-
somebody in particular that you're looking for?
Well, where's Noah?
I'm pretty sure Gia has that handled.
Ah, okay. I'll let that be. She should send her brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna jump back to Shang and Gia.
Okay. Can we say that for just for the sake of it? Can I have Shang rolling a barrel behind me?
Sure. I'll let that happen.
Is he because your brother? You just left him bound in a cell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me get out of my chair.
No worries.
Oh,
Okay.
are you? Actually, no. I'm not gonna say anything.
All right. So you guys find a barrel. Shane, you kind of rolling it behind you. Well, behind Gia. You come across the cell, and your brother still doesn't look like he's moved much, but and he's facing away from the bars inwards into the cell. The sound of the barrel gets louder and louder as it gets closer, and he turns his head ever so slightly. What do you want now?
I just throw open the fucking cell door and I just point to the ground where I want Shang to stand the barrel up.
He does it.
Okay.
Gia.
Mhm.
This man lost the right to call me his brother. Don't hold back.
Just nods. Understood.
And
Looks
he's gonna.
Mhm.
What's up?
Oh, God.
He's just gonna walk out of the cell and just kind of stand off to the side. He's not leaving you. He's just not
He's
fully
giving you
doing it
space to
himself.
work.
Mm-hmm. I go over to the nearest porthole and I say, "Get in the damn barrel."
Why should I?
I just start funneling water in through the porthole into his cell. Oh, no reason.
Roll either a persuasion or a intimidation.
Oh, fuck. Never intimidating.
I'm kind of standing there, giving him that fucking like, I hate you. You deserve this gaze while my arms are crossed. Can that be help for that?
Because of
what she says.
because it's your brother, I'm gonna have to say no because of his attitude.
Well, you know.
All right.
Did you just not with that attitude me? Listen.
Soft 20.
Well, goodness me, the shoe's on the other foot, isn't it?
That's my fucking catchphrase, sir.
Not with that attitude.
God damn it. Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Hey, guess what? You don't gotta go far, buddy.
That wasn't the intention, but if the shoe fits.
Lace
Okay.
that motherfucker up.
That's
Has
a
Rinzu found Shang yet?
soft 20.
That's a-
Night.
Ooh, okay, hang on. Cause that's a nat 20 on him.
Oh, no.
All right, 1 second. Come on.
Can I use one of my rerolls to force him to reroll?
I'll let it slide. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No
okay.
nat 20 for you, sir.
That's still an 18. Give me a second. Let me look at what his modifiers are.
All right, all right, all right.
Come on.
All right.
you
Okay, that's a.
you're
Oh,
making him work for this.
You just beat him out by 1. Okay.
Just got this bubble of seawater next to me, just standing over him, not impressed.
So what do you say you want? You want him to get into the barrel?
Yep, I want him to climb into the barrel, still handcuffed and everything.
He does so. Well, he starts moving slowly over to it. Fine. And stands there looking at the barrel for a good few seconds. I can't jump that high like this.
I wasn't asking your opinion.
Sorry.
All right. He looks around for a quick second, and there's like the metal framed cot kind of thing. So and you see him take his one of his feet, step on that, and hoist himself up and over into the barrel. Now what?
That wasn't so hard, was it? And I just start filling the barrel up until it's like literally just up to like the top of his neck, like just where his chin would be.
Hang on one second, because
Chin.
so the barrels aren't big enough to get all the way to get that high. I think Chen's like what? How tall is Chen?
He's a skinny boy. He can crouch down.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, would he be like squatting or kneeling in it, or would?
I don't care.
I mean, he if he bends his knees, it still wouldn't come all the way up to his neck, but it would still mid to about mid chest is where it would come up to when he bends his knees.
Okay, so it's just like his like bust that's exposed.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and just sit him in that.
Okay.
And I'm going to use shape water to freeze like, I don't know, like a good 6 inches of the top of it. Like I want like a good cap to just kind of freeze him in.
Okay.
Not freezing the whole barrel. That would probably kill him.
Okay. Roll me your your dex.
Yeah. Well, so hold on. So spellcasting ability is it's your dex plus your proficiency bonus, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It keeps resetting my thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll a d20 plus 7.
Okay. Wait, you guys are level 5, shouldn't it be? Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
15.
That's a 15.
Okay. Because as soon as you start to freeze it, he's gonna try and keep it from freezing. Nope, you still beat him out.
Yep.
Is this supposed to scare me?
Scare you? I don't really give a damn how you feel.
Mm.
This is just taking your bending away. Don't you feel the cold creeping in? Don't you feel that heat rising from the core of you, just slowly dying down into a little candle?
You obviously don't know firebenders well enough.
Well, I think we're gonna have plenty of time to get to know each other real intimately. I just kind of freeze it a little more.
As you do so, he sits there and just scowls at you.
This is gonna be your life for a while. You're gonna taste your own medicine. And thankfully for you, this is just, a little cold. You'll survive this. Not like, oh, I don't know, severe dehydration.
Mm.
It's
We'll see.
quite a number my good friend did on your face there. And I just reach out and I kind of gently touch his scarred face.
He winces a little bit at that. It's still a very fresh burn.
You know, I'm a doctor. The best in 4 nations, actually.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take really good care of you, and we'll get this patched up. But, not before we make sure it leaves an impression. And I'm gonna go ahead and cast Frostbite.
Okay. Give me 1 second to.
So he has to make a con save, or
Okay.
take 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. Give me 1 second. 'Cause I've actually got dice for 10. Con save, right? All right.
Fuck that guy. He gets his own dice. What a dick.
He's got good con, so we'll see.
That's really all it took.
Shit. 11, 14.
Just barely loses.
Okay.
Save was a 15. So
Okay.
yeah, he's gonna take
How much did he take?
2d6. He's gonna take 8 cold damage directly to his burnt face.
Okay. Where are my note cards?
Yep. And Shang, you just see as my hand just like touching his face still just like slowly starts to like ice over with like crystals, and you see like just like basically like getting colder and frostier as I'm touching what you know to be his charred face.
The damage dice didn't show up on my end. How much was he taking?
It should be the 2d6 right underneath there.
I don't see any.
It's
I
not
don't see
showing
any
up
dice
on
underneath.
Housefly.
Oh.
That's why.
That's what it says. 2 GM. My mistake.
Okay, no, that's fine. I see it on that screen.
I didn't see that. I mean, I can roll it again if you want.
No, you're good. I see it.
Sorry.
Crap.
Hey, you make secret rolls on this.
Okay. There's a little pain and wincing going on as you're doing this. Ugh. Stop it! What do you want?
Well, right now I just want to settle the score.
What's...
After that, I think we can talk.
Speaking of scores to settle, he's gonna walk up after you have now done that. He's gonna stand right in front of his brother. He's going to punch him in the face as hard as he can.
All right, I'm not even gonna have you roll the hit. He can't move anywhere, so he can't dodge. So roll your oh crap, unarmed strike. That's 1d2 plus your strength for because you don't have Tavern Brawler.
1d2.
I think that's how that one works. It's either 1 or 1d2 plus strength.
It's literally just 1, but some people just like to have some roll.
Okay.
Oh well, yeah, 1 point of damage, and then
Plus your strength.
Yeah, plus
modifier.
your strength.
so +2.
Okay. So 3 points.
And then I'm gonna roll a superiority dice just to be a dick.
Okay.
6.
Hey,
So
nice.
9 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay.
That's for getting my mother killed, you asshole.
Shit,
He's
give me
gonna
a
step
second.
back.
Okay. Oh, my fate. Sorry. You step back, and about this time is when Rinzu, you'll be coming down the stairs, down the hallway to see Shang stepping away from the bars.
You said Rinzu?
Yeah, because then you say you were gonna go look for Shang.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a very important question to ask.
It would be at this point you'd see Shang stepping away from the bars.
From the cell that his brother's in,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna motion for him to come closer or come to me in the door. Are you torturing your brother right now?
Gia is. What's up, Rinzu?
I came up with a way to make it worse, more better torture, but Brutus won't help, so I've come to ask your help. Can I borrow your toes?
Oh my god. You're just...
This isn't a good time, Rinzu.
I want to make toe jam tea.
I don't think that is going to bug my brother enough.
Well, if all that he drinks taste like your toes, wouldn't that be the ultimate revenge?
The ultimate revenge is not letting him eat anything, Rinzu.
Well, if everything tasted gross, Renzu's gonna hang his head and walk out.
Rinzu,
Eh?
we do
Can I-
need we do need some warm tea though.
Ooh.
I don't want him getting hypothermia.
Do you want to put your toes in it?
Jesus Christ.
Just glares over at him.
Hey, no toes.
Nothing too healthy, and
At this-
nothing solid.
Is there still Wolf? Is there still troll pieces in the hold?
They're all turned to stone.
That could work.
Troll tea.
Stone soup. Stone
could-
soup.
So it's not the full troll. If you were to go down there, you'd probably have to like kind of sweep some up.
Ooh, even better if it's dust.
God. That's my thoughts exactly, Brent.
Either that or the spider. I think if the Drider's still down there.
No, Drider Body's gone.
Okay.
All right.
Full dust tea.
Um.
Though I will bring hot water and the tea in case Gia wants to pick.
Well, first roll me a dexterity. Actually no, roll me a survival to see how much of it you get.
19.
Okay, yeah, you get sweeping up what you can. You get about. You could salvage about 3 cups worth of troll
I mean-
dust.
There's got to be rat droppings on here somewhere.
Ugh.
Wait, don't you mean chocolate chips?
Yeah, those. Yep.
Renzu's
Good.
not that gross.
Oh, why not?
Hang on.
Because he's already
No.
a big enough shit as it is.
I'm gonna let that just kind of slide over the head. Okay.
Well, I got rock dust like I had intended to. It's not necessarily off of Brutus's feet, but it will work.
Brutus will earthbend it out of the. No, I'm kidding.
Just feeding your brother essentially concrete. Just wrapped in water.
Watered down concrete. Not that far off. All right.
He's
So
gonna make it like it's like tea.
while the insanity that is Rinzu collecting troll dust, Gia, how do you want to proceed?
I don't. I want to go home.
Shang is kind of standing aside letting you do stuff, but if you do need his help for something, he will help you. He just knows that you really know how to make it hurt.
Renzu's
we
gonna
have-
come back with
have
some hot
Tina.
water. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Renzu's gonna come back with hot water and a teapot. You're gonna be like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, this one has troll dust in it, and this one's just regular hot water. I'll let you choose which you want to give to him. I made troll tea and just hot water. And I'm just gonna set it on the table. I assume that's down there, and I'm gonna go. You have at that.
Yeah, there's like a stool that it's not like a movable stool. It's one that's kind of like bolted into the side of um the cell.
Renzu's gonna place it in a place where it can't fall off if we hit a wave.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
I'm going to take the cup of tea, and I'm going to take the stool, and I'm going to sit in front of Chen.
Well, the stool's bolted into place.
Whatever. I'm going to take the tea, and I'm going to say, all right, now, you might not get this. I don't know if this is a thing where you're from, but I'm more or less a decent person. Done some terrible things, sure. But I like to think that I would do the one thing for you that you would never do for me.
Yeah, and what's that?
I'm going to give you a chance to apologize.
Apologize.
Shang actually like chuckles a little bit hearing that.
For all of the horrible things you've done to innocent people.
Roll me a just straight persuasion.
Yeah. But not one.
Nope.
He continues laughing and just no.
Well, I can't say I didn't try. I'm going to take the tea and I'm going to say, would you like something to help with your face? Rinzu's teas usually have healing properties.
Oh no.
No.
I'm just going to bring the tea to his face. I think you should.
And why is that? You say
I
it
don't
has
s-
healing properties, right?
Can we just cut the arrogance and the superiority and just realize right now that you don't really have any options? You're in a frozen barrel.
Roll me a dex check, because he's gonna.
Headbutt.
Just a dex check.
Yeah.
It's a 16.
Okay. You still beat him out. You get closer to him, and just a gust of smoke comes billowing out of his nose. But you move your hand kind of quickly, and you refreeze the ice around him. If the roles were reversed, you think you'd be offered the same you're offering me?
The roles were reversed with you and my brother. Do you want to tell me how that played out? I'd love to hear more.
No, I don't think you do. There's just been a grin on his face as he's been sitting here in this barrel.
How bad is his face? Like, is his mouth like Two-Facing from the Dark Knight?
Not to that extent. Actually, not from Dark Knight. Let's go Two-Face from one of the older ones after it's been healed.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna start bending the tea out of the cup.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to basically just try to noodle it into his mouth through that opening.
Make sure it gets all the taste buds.
Oh dear
Mhm.
God. Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that? Does it just happen?
Um.
Because I'd love to roll for it, but we might be here all night.
I'll just say it just happens. Yeah, because I don't want to spend all the time doing this.
Yeah, so he's just got like a mouthful of hot troll tea in his mouth.
He spits it out, or what he can out.
I don't let that happen. It's just stuck there now. It's just like, see, you Fire Nation guys never really learn when you're beaten, but you expect everyone else to just surrender. And then I just go ahead and freeze that water.
Ah,
So it's
wasn't
now
expecting
essentially
that.
gagged in his mouth.
Oh. Okay, hang on. That will need to make another dex check for.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
It's 6. Do I want to waste it? I'll save the other reroll.
Steam starts to roll out of his mouth as you start to freeze it. He's melting it in his mouth.
That would just mean he gets more troll dust in his mouth.
And I just keep holding it there. It's like, you can keep fighting it, but I know what steam does to flesh. Especially healing burnt flesh. And I like try my best to copy his grin.
Okay. As this standoff goes on down below, up on the top deck, you're with Maggie and other soldiers. We should probably get some of the wounded back onto our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help us get them over?
Of course.
All right, you men, come help grab these people over here. We need to secure them on our boat. And you begin to bring them over. A couple minutes pass by, and you get the last of them over, or last of the Water Tribe over, and you got the Earth Nation still on your boat. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
This will just be for general perception.
Perception. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, for the most part, for the Earth Nation that you're seeing, some of them look like not soldiers, but like townsfolk, like farmers, like a blacksmith. And you see a little girl amongst them. No more than like 10. And she's kind of hiding behind some of the bigger guys, trying to stay out of view.
Hey, does this one have family?
Who are you talking to?
I'm kind of talking in the general direction of those people and the little girl.
Oh, give me 1 second. My cat wants out. Sorry, I have to let her out before she starts to tear up the door.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I spaced for just a sec. My brain was like, you said the little girl's gonna tear up the door.
No,
No.
I had to let the cat out before she tears up my door.
No. I picked up immediately after.
Renzu's gonna find Brutus and go, I don't need your toes anymore.
I don't care for what that means. I wonder what the others are up to.
It involves the tea.
God.
Brutus is no longer paying attention. He's no longer invested in that conversation.
We're gonna move on from that conversation.
Please.
Um.
Thank you.
So, Pre, you were just kind of generally addressing everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
They all look around at each other. Oh, we're not all from the same area. We don't. I don't even know where they're from.
Does anybody here belong to Ba Sing Se?
I travel there from time to time. I'm from a village outside of it.
Can Brutus
many-
walk? Oh, sorry.
How many are from Omashu?
Oh, that's a good one. Hang on. Oh, okay.
Can Brutus walk down with a tray of food for the Earthbenders,
Sure, we'll let that happen.
or walk in wherever it is? Well, he's still. That was his original goal, anyway.
Well, they're up on the top deck, so you'd be
Oh,
walking.
we're on the top deck. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd be walking out with food.
Yes. Just a few trays of food for them.
And you wanted to know if anyone from Umashu.
And Brutus's ears would perk up the moment you ask about Omashu.
No, none of us are from Umashu. They swapped us out for the. God damn it! How do I put this? The prisoners that were in before us, a few of them were, but they swapped us out a couple weeks ago.
Bree starts noticing Brutus walking up.
Yep, Brutus, you got the odds and ends, like rationy bits.
Yeah. Got some food for everyone who needs it.
Oh, thank you. And a few of them come up and grab, like, they grab some of the plates that you got, or trays that you got. One of them grabs, like, a bowl. Brutus, you notice her as well. There's a little girl up there with them all. She doesn't look like she's approaching anyone. Or at least not you guys.
Brutus will walk over with a bowl of food to her. You need to eat up to stay strong, little one. Does Brutus notice any injuries or anything that are on her?
Roll a medicine check.
Can do with disadvantage again.
Yes, with disadvantage.
Son of a fuck. 7.
I mean, she looks like she's kind of covered in a little bit of rubble, but that could also be because it was a mad dash to get the hell out of there.
Can Brutus do something kind of like a finger flick or whatever to, I guess narratively speaking, like prestidigitation, but specifically for Earth?
You've got mold earth, I believe.
Well, yeah, but with disadvantage, I don't want to kill her. Wait, is mold earth a cantrip?
Oh, that's your utility one.
Oh, right.
Um,
So yes.
Hang on, I have my sheet up. Why am I asking you?
Mhm.
Yeah, mold earth. It's a cantrip. Yeah. So in that case, while I'm holding the food, what Pri, if she was looking over towards me, what she would see is just you would see two of my fingers lift away from the plate or the tray, and just bring it back towards the tray, just kind of clasping back onto it, and any dust and earth would fall off of her.
all right. You do so. It doesn't look like she's got nothing major. She's got like a scrape along her cheek. Her hair is kind of pointing in 4 different directions.
He just looks down at her. He kind of crouches down to get eye level and just goes, "Hey, shut up, kid. You made it. Where are you from?"
I eh. She kind of shrinks away and takes a step backwards. I don't want to say.
That's okay. Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Here. And he'll hand her. I'm assuming Renzu put it's like a fish stew or something. Like what kind of
Yeah.
soup is it, Renzu?
We had fish, so it's fish, and whatever vegetable he could find.
It might not be much, but our chef or our one of our cooks tried his best. I think you might still like it though.
She takes the bowl from you and she looks at it. She puts it close to her face, gives it like a quick little sniff. Does almost the cat smelling something really bad, like not gagging, but like the ew, and looks at it again, looks at everyone else that's eating, and begins to slowly drink it.
Brutus immediately thinks back, just, oh, we don't have to worry about the troll tea or whatever anymore, and he's just like, Renzo, you didn't.
And you didn't.
Brutus doesn't know that. Little does he know he's feeding troll dust to a little girl.
That fancy feast is only for our enemies.
More like fancy feet, Jesus. Uh, anyway, then Brutus is gonna stand up. Just make sure you eat up. Like I said, you got to be big and strong. And then he'll flex, one of his arms, and he'll just go back and check up on everyone else.
Roll an insight check really quick.
I can do
when you
that.
flex.
Boop.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Oh.
She kind of takes the bowl, looks up at you, looks back at the bowl, takes another sip, and walks away.
It never gets easier. Anyway, so then Brutus will then head back up and essentially bring food to. Oh wait, did we already bring food to Shang and Gia?
No. So far, the only thing that's been brought into them has been the water and the tea.
You might get the impression, though, that since they're down there torturing a person, they may not have an appetite.
You might also get what is it? You might also get the impression that Brutus might want to get one good punch on this motherfucker. But
Well, by all means, come on down.
Brutus is still gonna do his rounds regardless.
Okay.
Even if he doesn't get that close, he's just gonna go back up, restock a tray, and bring it to the main peoples here.
Okay. While you're doing that, give me a history check.
Mm-hmm. Historical insight says 12.
Okay.
Jesus. I need a chiropractic guy.
You're looking amongst all the Earth Bandit or Earth Nation that you have on the ship, and one of them looks familiar, but you can't quite place where.
Hmm.
Where where are things? There, there it is. Okay. As you're looking at them, you're seeing. It looks like they're kind of passing food back and forth amongst each other, like bread and cracker kind of things.
Hmm. I'm going to walk over towards this one individual.
Okay.
Check over him. Ask him how if he's doing all right.
Oh,
If this
hello
person is
there.
doing-
Thank you for rescuing us.
Mm-hmm. You doing all right?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. A little scuffed up here and there, but I'm fine. He looks over his arms while balancing this tray of food. So I didn't get your name.
My name's Prey.
Oh, thank you for getting us out of there, Pre. Um, Lovely ship you have.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not really my ship. It's actually someone, a certain brother's ship.
Oh, well.
But
Be it as it may, it's still a lovely ship.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Gesh.
Gosh, pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Can I help you with something?
Mm. I mean, not at the moment. I just wanted to check up on everyone.
Okay. Well, we'll be here.
All right.
What? Where are we going?
Well, for the most part, I think we have our sights set to the capital, Ba Sing Se, for right now.
Okay. Well. And sorry, I gotta look at a map. Here, actually, let me move you guys over to the battle map so that we.
The glorious battle map.
Why is that not loading in? There we go. So, as of the current moment, you guys are. Let me actually use the right. Because they're like right about here. Oh, why is that not showing up?
No,
Come on.
yeah, that's not showing up.
Uh, um, what the hell? All right, hang on, let me do it on this screen. You guys are. Is that showing
Oh,
up?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so you guys are sitting right here on the tail end of Chameleon Bay.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think from where we came from, it's probably going to take us a few days to get there. We've got plenty of bed. We've got plenty of resting space and rations.
Well, if there's anything you need help with, don't hesitate to ask. You you did rescue us from that prison, and would like to make use of myself while I'm here.
Oh, sure. We'll probably think of something in the meantime.
All right. Well, while that conversation goes on, we're gonna go back to downstairs.
Downstairs.
Real quick, where's the warden? Where did we put him? We didn't say, right?
Yeah, you guys didn't. You guys didn't tell me.
I mean,
Can I?
But
Can I have him bound all the same and relinquished of his effects? But can I have him stashed in the captain's quarters?
Yeah. Give me a second to make a note of that. Just.
Should we do that with our other 2 Fire Nation prisoners?
I
I think one guy's armless, right? Like, I don't know if he's a threat right now.
No. You guys didn't get that one. You guys got two of the
okay.
ones that were at the main door.
Ignore that then.
We'll have them stashed somewhere else. I just want the captain in the captain's quarters, or the warden in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Come on.
Also, Renzu's helping pass out soup.
Okay.
Just as this is what he's doing. Because that didn't state what he did after he made the tea.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to make sure I put a note in. All right. Do you want to go talk to the warden, or do you want to continue with the
I do.
Okay.
I do want to go talk to him, but I want to tell Gia something before he leaves.
Oh.
So he'll kind of like gesture for you to come to the side with him.
All right.
Gia.
I just gotta leave him with the ice gag in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like a big old whiskey ball.
I just remembered we have the warden. I should probably go talk to him. But we need answers. So if you can, maybe try and find out what he knows about Zhao's plan in the spirit world, what their intentions with the spirit army is to help gain all the power in the realm, but to what end, maybe? I don't know. Just
Okay. Understand. Try and find out more about the wiggles my fingers spirit nonsense.
yeah. I'll try to be back as soon as I can.
Okay. Is there any other information you think would be good to know?
There are some things I want to ask him, but I think that's best if I do that alone.
Say no more. You have more of a mind for military knowledge gathering and the like. I just break stuff, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what we need, at least for right now.
Flashback to Northern Water Tribe incident.
All right. Well, good luck and stay safe. Your countrymen are crafty.
Yeah. You too. My brother's a devious asshole.
That sounds like a bad medical condition.
You may want to get some backup down here just to make sure that you You're
All right.
safe.
Yeah, if you want to send the big guy my way, um, maybe keep Naga handy just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. And he'll. Yep.
Okay.
Are you saying to bring Brutus and Naga to you, or you take Brutus, I'll take Naga?
Take Brutus. I don't know if Naga can get down here or up in the captain's quarters, so just make sure she's around, like
Okay.
not locked up or something.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you guys all know that just generally looking around, Naga's too big to fit in any of this area.
Yeah.
Or inside the actual ship itself. Like the top deck is primarily like the only place that she could fit, unless you guys lowered the crap, what the hell is it called?
The ramp in the front. I know what you're talking about because
Well,
Well,
no,
from
the
what I
crane into the
understand, this
basement.
dog can burst through thick metal, so she can be anywhere she wants, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm basically just asking you to have her sit outside one of our doors or something.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
yeah.
I'll
We will
pass
return.
Brutus and send him down to Gia.
Yeah, Brutus, as you're on your way back inside to get another round of food, Shang passes by you in like the hallway.
I'll just walk by. Gia needs your fists. And that's all I say.
Brutus, Gia needs your fist.
What?
Oh my.
As Shang's just walking by, he just gives him a look like, okay. So then he, still with food in hand, hasn't really gotten down to them. Just goes down the. Wait, where are we? Where am I? Downstairs, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you'd be heading downstairs to like the general quarters and kitchen and all that is where you're going.
Fuck was that? All right,
You,
so then, huh?
You come down and see Gia with a pot of boiling water. It's like, oh, Brutus, I could use your big strong fist. Just completely like the girliest, like happy smile, like as I pour a boiling water on this man.
Jesus Christ. Ah!
Okay, well,
Brutus doesn't say anything. He's just staring.
all right. Well, torture aside, we're gonna continue on with Shang.
Please do.
All right.
I don't know how much of that we should actually show.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So Shang, you head up to the captain's quarters, where, crap, what the hell did I name him again?
Oh, I have it written.
It was
Dang
like
Chen.
Dang Chen. Okay.
Dang Chen.
Dang, Chen.
Who has, well, as you open the door, he's bound up, armorless, sword is to the side, and he just has the look of utter confusion on his face, like, sir, what?
I brought some some water with me.
Okay. Sir, what is going on? Why am I bound up?
Are you hurt? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine, but why am I bound up?
He's going to put down the water on the desk. He's not going to unbind him. He's just going to put it down there. And then he's going to start taking off his brother's armor. Kind of slowly. And it's going to let that be like a long moment of just doing that. So that the warden kind of sits in his confusion a little longer.
Okay.
I imagine you must know by now that I am not General Chen.
Roll an insight check. I'll let this one be with advantage.
10.
I mean, he's got the general shock of confusion written all over his face, and you could kind of tell that there's like a gear or two starting to turn in his head, and it takes him a minute, and the realization and connecting all the dots, like, what have I done? You're supposed to be dead.
Yeah, I am. But I'm
He-
not.
What? How?
That's it's not important right now. Why do you do this?
Do what?
Why do you help the Fire Nation?
It.
Do you believe what they're doing is right? Or do you do this because it's a job and you're scared what they'll do to you if you don't do what they say? Because I remember something, Warden. I remember something from a long time ago when I first came to your prison. And I was just a little kid. I remember seeing you like so many other people that I have seen. Fire Nation people living in fear of the Fire Nation. Not doing terrible things just because they're afraid of the terrible things that'll be done to them. Was I wrong in assuming that of you?
You were young back then. Right. If you could do me a favor and unlatch, or sorry, not you. You took over, sorry. He moves his head to the side and gestures. Can you lower my collar a little for me? I want to show you something.
He will do so a little apprehensively, but he...
All right, you do so, and you see burn marks. But you're well aware of what kind of marks those are. This is what happened the last time that I disobeyed Zhao. I don't want that to happen again. Sorry. You asked me a question. I was put here in place because they needed someone to look over the ice box. Shank, I didn't want this.
He wouldn't know to call me Shang. He would call me by my real name.
Shit. Crap. Hang on.
Wu Shang.
Thank you. Wu Shang, this was never what I wanted. He goes from looking at you to looking down and like tilting his head. Shang, I wanted to play music. Sorry, Wu Shang, I wanted to play music. You know as well as I do surviving this war is the name of the game now.
I've been given a chance, Warden. I've been given a chance to help correct the wrongs that the Fire Nation has brought to these lands. The scars that my family left in me are deep. That the Fire Nation has left in me are deep. And I want them to pay. I want everyone to pay. But I know that not everyone is to blame. I've killed a lot of Fire Nation soldiers, Warden. Some of them may have been people like you and me. Afraid. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to give people the chance to fight back. Like I have.
Shang, roll me a persuasion with advantage.
$17.
Wu Shang, how are you going to change all this? What are you going to do to correct this?
We've already done so much, Warden. We're a group of kids who infiltrated a prison and broke out with... How many prisoners did you have in there?
Oh shit, hang on. This would be a number that he'd roughly know.
22? 15 plus 7?
Yeah, so 20.
No, excuse me, 24, because 2 of them died. Sorry.
Okay.
Oops. But yeah. We've infiltrated a camp in the Earth Nation. We've stole the ship of a high-ranking general and drive it around for all the world to see. We have allies in places that will shock you. But wouldn't it just mean more, Warden, that you tried?
Wu Shang,
Isn't there honor in dying for doing the right thing? I would gladly lay my life down if it meant that no one else had to suffer the way that everyone has. You're not the only one with scars, Warden, and he'll take off his shirt and show his back. I will receive these 100 times over if it means the world is safe.
Wu Shang, I can't abandon my post. I was given a job to do.
It doesn't matter anymore, Warden. Where you're going, It won't matter. I'm giving you a chance to decide your fate before it's decided for you.
He's shaking his head back and forth and stop pausing. Wushang, where are we going?
Somewhere in the Earth Nation.
Do they have music?
I imagine they do.
Uh, I want this to be over with. I he so I've been imagining he's kind of like bound up and like kind of lowered to the ground this entire time. He not so elegantly stands up and looks you in the eyes, or looks you in the face. Wushang, what can I do to help? What can I do to end all of this?
Just help us fight back. Help us help people. Give us what insight you can on the Fire Nation's plans. I know it may not be much from your position, but we know the Fire Nation. We know the insides, we know the outs. We can take them down. My friends. Maybe more people like you, Gus.
Your friends, those kids that you snuck in with.
I'd do it again.
He bows his head to you and... Did you really have to sneak in posing as your brother? And we're gonna cut to Gia.
I mean, I found his armor. Why wouldn't I?
So yeah, I don't know how far ahead you maybe want to skip ahead.
Just a little bit, but as we cut away, we're actually gonna take a break there because the girls are gonna start getting ready for bed.
Sounds
Cool,
good.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just got food.
Okay. Well, I'm
Sounds
also gonna
good.
grab that too. Let me put that on.
Brent, that's what that weird sound was. That was the
I'll be back.
that was the dinner bell.
Gotcha.
I didn't really want to say anything because we were kind of in the moment, but there you go. It's taco time.
Taco time.
Oh.
I actually just had them last night.
Fish tacos.
I like their crisp burritos. Those are delicious. I also like their tots. I know they're just tots, but I don't know. They fry them and they have really good salsa.
Are you talking about Taco Bell?
No, I'm talking about Taco Time.
Oh, okay. The
There.
slightly better.
Yeah.
Version. Okay. The slightly better fast food compared to the other.
Yeah, no, I like their product. They can't say anything about their price though.
Yeah. No. What I'm having is neither of those. This is straight from the cooktop.
My plan didn't go as planned, but the results are just as good.
You were very committed to it. So,
You know, I gotta be honest. I'm not feeling like I'm doing too much with Brutus this session. But at the same time, it's not about me in this, I guess.
well, you're here now.
Then you should have let me make tea out of your toe jam.
I will unironically fucking try to kill off Renzu. Just to
Oh.
get at you.
But why?
He is also technically right. That definitely would have made you chew more.
Gross.
Can't wait till we get our Switch game where there's the fucking toe jam harvesting minigame.
Wushang, what can I do to help you? Be our bard.
That's man, if
That's
that
what
were a
ended
thing.
up happening.
Hmm?
The warden is now siding with us and is going to recite musical melodies.
I mean, everyone has a passion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, as soon as you walked into that room and he said, "Sir, what's going on? Why am I bound?" Dude, it was muted, but I out loud said, "Oh no, he's fucked."
We'll be right back.
Now we're into turned Wushang spies on the History Channel.
Well, it's hard to say if he actually turned code or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Though, Luke, I was not expecting you to freeze the tea in his mouth.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely like always gonna happen. Sorry, bud.
I return.
So is Dang Chang our team bard now?
I mean, that'll kind of depend. I mean, he's
Yo, if he learns vicious mockery,
hi chat. How you doing?
If he does vicious mockery instead of psychic damage in this world, We should make it honor damage.
Well, couldn't that still be classified as psychic damage because it's attacking you mentally? Which
Yes.
Only,
Yeah, but we should call it honor damage.
only for the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
The Fire Nation are all super subconscious about honor because they have none.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
rest of us are just people.
So, in my off time when I'm not working on the campaign itself, I've been trying to find ways of making this conversion better as far as like you guys actually being able to do things with your powers. And also how to add in other classes, like a bard, for example. Because there's a lot of things in this that really only focus on the physical stuff, you know, like being able to produce flame, earth, you know, elemental stuff. But when it comes down to like the bard classes, like a lot of that is psychological stuff, which can really inhibit someone from being able to do stuff.
Can't bend fire if you're crying.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can. But it depends on how hard you're crying.
Yeah.
Well, then like the D&D bard also has like a lot of narrative stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole jack of all trades thing, being kind of good at everything, and like the ability to like, you know, play to crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things that you could do with a bard that would work in this setting. Like we've seen the bards and what they do in the Avatar.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's one that I could think of off the top of my head. I don't know his name, but he was the dude that they came across that took him through the secret tunnel. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Secret tunnel.
God, son of a...
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, but then Iroh also like goes with a. Does he go with them or is it a different group?
What do you mean?
I can't remember if it was the same group that he ends up with, or if he just ends up with another like wandering troop when they're trying to lay low, because he was singing for a while.
Different group.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean that just kind of proves it. Like there's a want for like traveling musicians in this world.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's even like an episode that it was Iroh and Zuko when they were together. They get surrounded by like 4 of the Rough Rhinos. I forget what the actual group is called, but Iroh's even like even says that they're really good performing band.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like the explosive expert was like a wind instrument, and like one of them was like a stinger or something like that. But there is also an episode where you see Iroh himself like on the ship or the deck of their ship playing music with all the guys, all the crewmates. Alright, I was trying to scarf down what little food I have until we started. Well,
Yeah.
but the other thing I've been looking into is because we've already changed up the what your guys' spell slots are based off of to the wizarding class, which the slots are I think are okay, but I think I want to start using the oh crap, it's sorcerer. It's the I forget what it's called, but it basically allows you to rearrange your slots to like upcast or downcast with lower slots.
You talking about using spell points?
No, hang on.
Because actually, technically, if you went by the DMG suggestion for spell points, if you use them, you could cast your spells at whatever level you needed to, but you only get 1, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spell whenever you get those.
No,
Meaning you put extra focus into making the spells stronger. So if we never got above 5th level spells, we could still make our spells stronger. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, I'm thinking flexible casting.
Yeah.
You can.
Ability to convert sorcery points and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, let me look at that.
Player handbook under sorcerer, page 101. Creating spell slots. It's something I'm kind of playing with. I'll talk to you guys a little more about it off screen after I get a little more familiar on how I want to try and run it.
Oh, okay. That is basically the same thing as spell points. Just a little bit more rigid, I guess.
Something like that. Because, like, in a fight, like, the flexible casting and also the sorcery points and the meta magic are things that you see used several times in the show. Like, where is it at? The distance spell gives like 5 feet extra for range when casting, and like twin spell. Like, I don't see why that shouldn't be able to be usable for this.
Well, and the other thing too, I think, is a real failing of D&D in general is the whole concept of the spell slots. 'Cause instead of having like a mana pool of some kind or like actual points, because like narratively it doesn't make a lot of sense to me being like, oh no, I'm running out of my mana reserves. The only thing I have left are my 4 level 3 slots.
Yeah.
Which is equivalent of more magic than everything else combined.
Yeah.
A little hyperbolic there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. There is a lot that needs to be worked on for this. But I mean, this will hopefully be the last session for Avatar, so I'll spend a little more time over the next couple weeks
Last
looking at that.
session for the year.
Yeah, last session for the year for Avatar. All right, is everyone back?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm still stuffing my face full of taco, but yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I am chewing chips, but I am here.
Okay. Well, then let's get back into it. Alright, chat, we will kiss you when we're done. Night, Zenith. Get some rest. Talk to you later.
Hi, chat. Night, Zenith. Love you.
That off. Let's open this back up. Alright. Alright, so just to help speed things along here, Brutus, you come down to Gia doing her thing or causing damage to Chen. It's kind of a back and forth, resisting and her persuading him to talk more. Or I guess in your case, I think right now you're trying to get him to talk less by shoving water down his throat.
Yeah, so far I haven't asked him for anything.
Yeah,
I just told him that I was doing this to him.
yeah.
Okay, Brutus will set down the food. He'll just look at Gia. So how's this going? I didn't
Oh, hey,
ask
Brutus.
you. Sorry.
Just kind of walk away from him. I mean, I'm just gotta pull him to the side. I'm being entirely honest with you. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would.
It's almost like you have morality in you.
Yeah. Shang says that we should probably start grilling him for answers. See if he knows anything about Wiggles Her Fingers, spirit world stuff. See
Brutus
if
look.
he knows anything about Zhao.
Brutus looks over at Chen's face, sees how scorched up it is, and he goes, it seems like Sheng kind of got started without us.
Yeah. Should probably tend to that.
Or don't. Up to you. I just imagine, like, at some point during all of this, Shang just yells down the hallway, "Don't worry about it."
It's cool.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna lean into Brutus. Like, do you mind giving me a hand? You might be able to show me a thing or two about this I haven't thought of.
Brutus sets down the food, and without a word walks over to Chen.
Mm-hmm.
Straight crack against his jaw. I would like to roll to hit.
Don't even roll to hit. Well, damn it.
I'm glad I don't have to roll to hit. That means no disadvantage again.
Where did my... I had
This
a
is
card with
unarmored.
his health
I do
on
not-
it. I don't know where
I
it
do
went.
not have my knuckles on. I do not want to kill this man.
Okay, give me one. D4 plus your strength, because you have Tavern Brother.
I do.
Where did this health go? I swear to God, where did it go?
That's a 6.
Okay.
So basically what you see Brutus do is he doesn't have he obviously looks like he got the shit battered out of him, but that's only because of the frenzy rage he went into, so he's just exhausted. He just walks up and not even so much as a look in his direction, in Chen's direction, just straight up winds back and socks him across the jaw.
Tua. You knocked a little bit of the ice out. And ice loose in his mouth.
I drop concentration on the whiskey ball in his mouth.
You know,
Is that all you got?
oh no, I've got so much more. Can't wait to see what dear old dad is like if you're this much of a piece of shit.
Ooh.
He'll be bawling his eyes out all the same.
I'll let you think that for now. So are you here to interrogate me now? Or are you gonna let a little girl finish it off?
I don't know, seems like she's doing great without me.
Freezes the barrel more.
Alright.
I would
Give me
say
one more-
she's... Oh, Sorry.
Give me one more dex check, and we'll just call this the overall check.
Okay.
For both of us or just him?
Sorry, I just Monty.
Wait, Dex check for Gia?
For Gia.
Oh, okay.
This is to maintain the water round because he is resisting, or he's using his fire to try and melt it. So this is like opposing checks. Okay.
19 on the die too.
Anyway, Brutus will just look him dead in the eye, and he'll just say, "I'm the stubborn one. She's the one with ice in her veins."
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, hang on. Dexterity. All right, you beat him out by 1. Okay.
Whew.
Ah,
Good shit.
Wow, he is.
dude, he's dexterous.
In a barrel.
That was with disadvantage because he's in a barrel.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's either a 22 or a nat 20.
Yeah.
But you beat him out. So.
Yeah, just doing Tai Chi kind of off to the side and behind Brutus, trying to keep this barrel frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Brutus will wind back for one more punch.
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's another 6.
All right, I'm gonna roll something here to see how many cogs are moving in his head.
Please roll low. Please have brain damage.
How's he
Alright.
looking, by the way, medically?
Medically,
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
yeah, and plus, so that's another 6. You said. Alright, 1 second.
Yeah, that's another 6.
He's getting bloody.
Oh, okay.
But Brutus, as you go to wind up for another swing, he looks at you, looks at your fist coming out, and he headbutts your fist. That's how many cogs he's got working in his head right now.
Jesus. You know, if it's any consolation, I only hate you because of what you've done to Sheng and Gia. But it seems like hatred well placed.
And where is it you're from? I know where those two are from. See if we could twist this knife a little more.
A place of earth, rock, and stone. A place we all return to when it's our time. Sooner or later, you'll meet your end as well. When that happens, that's up to you.
Well, with your stubbornness, you're not from the southern area. You're not all the way to the north either. We can't get into Boston Say, so I can't say anything about there. The only other place I could think of... Oh, you're from Amashu, aren't you? Huh. Funny that.
Oh?
When was the last time you were home?
God, I hate how much of a pretentious asshole you make my brother.
Hey man, I'm going off of what you told me. He's like,
Don't have to do it so well.
When was the last time you could hear anything without a ringing in your ears?
sorry, what? I couldn't hear you over your pride getting in your way.
Another crack against the jaw.
All right, roll your damage.
I'm just gonna say this right now. He ain't gonna stop unless he's stopped.
Okay, I do need to ask though, how much of this is subdue damage and how much of this do you want to not be subdue?
So,
Oh,
if
yeah, that's max.
could I call the first two punches to be subdue,
Okay.
and then this one isn't?
That-
That's 8 points.
That's max damage for your unarmed strike.
So you,
Oh, wait, are you-
struck a fucking.
Oh yeah, no, you got plus. Okay, great.
Yeah, sorry, no, I was just rolling the D4 and adding my modifier.
No, you're good. You're good.
So the moment he mentions Omashu, there's just a swift crack against his his face.
Ugh.
And if for added effect, he's gonna make sure he hits the most burned spot.
Oh.
So you
Just narratively
you
speaking.
right hook him as best you can. Ugh. Ow! Ow! Son of a bitch. I went to go
Oh no!
try
Did I
and
hit him
make.
too hard?
No, that was actually me. Like I went to go try and like make it sound like you would dislocate his jaw or like hurt him enough. And I rotated my the lower part of my jaw and it cracked. Ow!
Oh, dude, I've scared people with when I do it.
It was just
I've got a
that-
story, but anyway.
It was just that one hurt. No, he you hit him, and just blood starts trickling out of his mouth, and he goes, that's more like it.
Brutus is just staring death at him.
Let me out of here, and we'll see how much of a man you truly are.
No. I'm not gonna be goaded by some bullshit like that.
Mm.
And then all he's going to do at this point
Mm.
is he's gonna take his finger and with his unshorn nails, like they're still dirty and everything.
Yeah.
He's just gonna start pushing in on some of his wounds. Again, this is just narrative. Just so he starts feeling the burn, he's gonna start twisting his finger onto his burn wounds.
Okay, hang on one second. I need my dice. I need different dice.
Oh god, what am I gonna have to roll?
Just let me know when you guys are ready for me to take over this, so you don't have to torture this man
Yeah,
any longer.
yeah, Gina's just kind of watching.
Yep.
All right.
But what is it? So depending on this roll, he just has one more thing to say before he actually stops.
Well,
But
so you're cramming your finger into him.
that
Which-
rephrase that, please.
No,
No, I won't.
you're trying to cram your finger into an open hole in his face.
Well, it's not really like sticking your finger in a bullet hole or anything. It's more like, have you ever had a burn and every time you touch it, it hurts?
Mm-hmm.
Like your finger, the other finger is causing more pain because of this. That's what he's doing, but he's adding force into it. He's not
Okay.
like looking for like a stab wound or whatever. He's just simply pushing against his burnt skin.
You do so, and as soon as you start getting in, he snorts really hard, enough for the smoke to come billowing out, and you take 7 points of fire damage to your hand.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
might I roll a con check? Again, this is just for narrative, to determine how I react. Either staying still and taking it, or flinching.
Sure.
Okay. You want to work? Hey, you want to do that thing? It's not doing it. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Motherfucker, it's a 9.
I don't have any of my weapons either. Shit.
Yeah.
Brutus.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
That's a
exhaustion.
9.
Right.
Yeah, exhaustion.
Yep.
Go to sleep,
I'm not gonna.
man.
No, Brutus still has things he has to do. When the time comes to sleep, he's going down first.
And with that being said, it is getting towards the later part of the afternoon.
Yeah. So Brutus is just after shaking his hand because of course it's just got hit with an intense heat. He's just gonna go. I'm not gonna do much more to you. I still have family members that I wouldn't be able to hug if I had blood on my hands. And then he turns around, begins walking back, and looks at Wu Sheng and just says, "He's all yours. I got what I want."
Hey, God,
If I'm there.
Hang on
Oh,
one
is he
second.
there?
Hang on one second, because I have to roll to see if he's gonna say this or not. Oh, thank God. Okay.
I'm there.
He's not gonna say it.
Oh, oh, dude, the man's life was in the balance.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Uh,
Yeah, no.
Well, you know his health better than me.
I do.
Anyway, so Brutus Brutus walks past Gia, just doesn't say anything, walks past Shang and just says, "He's all yours. I gotta get some sleep."
Sleep tight, cupcake.
Question, do I have a rock?
Probably have a piece of coal.
Bean him in the head.
Yeah, do I have a piece of coal? No, not coal. Because if there's any chance of sparking a fire, he's gonna benefit from it. No, it's just gonna be a simple rock. I would like to pull a rock out of my pocket and use magical pebble and pelt the fucker. Or
Okay.
no, magic missile.
Okay.
Well, don't kill him.
No, wait. Do I have to? Can I not send the two? Like, can I hit him with one and send the two somewhere else?
Well, you've
Or
only
does
got one stone.
Okay, so then magic missile is out then.
Don't you have magic stone? Or there's another one I know you guys. It's something to do with pebbles.
Yeah.
I believe it was magic stone.
Yeah, because that one's got 1 to 3 pebbles.
Yeah. Magic stone cantrip.
Yep.
Oh.
Then I will use the magic stone cantrip.
Okay.
It
yeah.
looks like you have to be in touch range for that.
No, it's in touch range for him to grab the stones. I think his range is 60 feet.
I have stones in my pouch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because the touch is for him to just be able to grab them.
So what you basically as I'm gonna say I'm in between Shang and Gia, getting close to the stairs, he pulls it out, acts as though it's like a coin, or if you remember the first episode of DBZ where Raditz flicks the bullet back at the farmer, he has the stone like that, points and just thumb up, sends it flying at the motherfucker's forehead.
Roll to hit.
Oh, what am I rolling for that?
A
that's like
strength or
1d.
dex check, I think. Because you're just throwing something.
Okay. Oh shit! Gotta get back to the main page. My bad.
What
Strength,
spell was he using?
Magic stone.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That should be your
someone
strength.
else attacks, the attacker adds your spellcasting ability to the... So you just roll your spellcasting ability.
Which is
Okay.
strength. For earthbenders.
Yeah, so I just roll a strength check, yeah?
Yeah.
Oop. Oh, shit.
22. Okay.
Well, it's strength plus your proficiency. because that's
I
your
don't
spellcasting ability.
Either way, he still hits.
Yeah, and then that's going to be 1d6 plus my spellcasting ability.
Okay.
So that's 1d6.
Well, your disadvantage made you want to beam this guy in the forehead.
Fuck, why is that not on my sheet?
That should be.
Or no, your exhaustion.
Hang on.
Because it said it as a spell card, not as an attack.
Oh, it's 1d6. It'd be 1d6 plus 4.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No, it would be 1d6 plus 6.
No, we're looking at as because it said as a spell card and not a spell attack, so it doesn't show up in his attacks and spell list.
Right, but it says your spellcasting ability modifier. Oh, so it is the modifier. No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
1d6
go ahead and roll
plus
your
4?
damage. 3
that's
plus
gonna-
plus 7.
7. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the look he gives is one of not what's the. I'm trying to think. Just disinterest.
Okay.
Just. Fling, poof, and then he continues up. And he will make his way. I go back on what I said. He makes his way up to a bed.
Okay.
And just immediately collapses.
All right. So Brutus is down
Out
for
of-
the night.
Yep, he is out for the count.
Okay.
Down for the count. That's the one.
Okay.
Overall, I gotta say, exhaustion didn't screw me over as much as I thought it would.
I mean, luckily, the first point or two aren't the bad ones. It's once you start getting into like 3 to 6 is when things really start to.
Yeah, I
Get messed with.
I guess that's true. It's more of an inconvenience at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
All right. So,
does
Gia,
Does Shang come back at any point?
yeah. As Brutus is leaving and does that, you'd be coming back.
Is it readily on Gia's face that her heart's not in this?
I mean, you can make a
Insight.
yeah, you can make an insight.
21.
Oh god, yeah. She's gotten past the point where she like wants to hurt him for fun. Like we've gotten past the you got a punchable face part, and she is now like trying to figure out how to get information out of him. She's not at all against hurting this man. She's just it's kind of at a loss at this point.
Okay. He's just gonna. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's just like one of those things where the chase is what fueled you, but once you have it, you're just like, now what?
A little bit.
Oh, sorry, because I should. Brutus, as you're going to bed, the first response I sent you, that's what you get.
Okay, cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So that's happened.
Sick.
Good. Okay. So,
So he's just gonna walk past you, Gia, and he's just gonna say, "Keep him frozen, please."
Of course.
And he's going to walk up to his brother. He's just gonna stand there and face him. What is Zhao doing in the spirit world?
didn't you feel it? He's no longer
Yes,
there.
No longer.
Roll
is he
a history check. Both Shang and Gia, because you're both there.
60.
So you remember back a while ago when you and Brutus first met, there was a massive earthquake
Yeah.
that released all the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
You felt the same kind of earthquake happen when you were down in the caves.
So he came back. That's what that was.
Gia, you were fighting for your life when that happened.
Yeah, I might even been unconscious at that point.
No. It's what caused the cave in right before the Quicklings attacked.
What role does Ko have to play in all of this?
Don't you know? He runs the Spirit Army. He's been doing it for a long time.
So what, the Fire Nation is in cahoots with Ko now?
Not quite, little brother. You see, when Ozai took over, oh no, actually, Ozai inherited all of this. The original plan was I think I played with you just a little enough with this one. I'll let you have this for free. Unending life is what we sought after. Ko apparently is one of the pieces to this game that the Fire Nation plays.
The Fire Nation is looking for the Fountain of Youth.
If you want to call it that.
What's the point of longevity if you keep picking fights with people who are going to kill you?
Because not everyone can kill us. There's more to it than longevity. The lion turtles, which you may or may not know of, I don't know how smart you really are. He looks over at Gia. Have strength to them. They have deceptiveness to them. Did anyone ever wonder why they haven't been seen in so long? Well, most of them.
No. Why?
Taking the life of a lion turtle and putting it into something else can grant the powers of that lion turtle. Let it be put into armor, put into weapons, put into defenses. They all have a role to play, dear brother.
And let me guess, you have one.
He doesn't say anything back.
Grabbing the souls of innocent spirits for your tools and weapons. It's barbaric.
It's Fire Nation. It's the will of the Fire Lord. It's enough about that. How much did our father divulge to you about our family history, Chen?
What do you mean?
Do you know from who we descend?
Hang on. God damn it.
Heh, kick.
Is that another die you have to send into prison?
No.
Is it another die that you're not gonna find for a while?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's worse.
Okay, that's
Damn.
Sorry, from whom we descend?
I was gonna say Chen just immediately goes brain dead, just stares at you. I think
Sorry.
Brutus. I think Brutus did a number on his brain.
Fuck my health. I mean, shit, you did 27 points of damage to him.
27 glorious punch damage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With a concussion or two.
As far as who we as we descend from, unfortunately, brother, no. Father hasn't told us much about who we descend from.
Well, I know.
Would you care to enlighten me then?
Does the name the Sapphire Dragon mean anything to you?
She was said to have died off years ago. Why? Is she important?
Well, you would think she was important enough to tell you about, being that she's, your grandmother.
What? So our grandmother was the Sapphire Dragon.
Which means that our great-grandfather is Avatar Roku. Chen.
Roll an insight check.
Insight. I think Gia's hearing this for the first time, right? Or did I tell her already?
No, yeah, this is the first she's hearing of it. She's kind of wide-eyed. Trying not to show too much emotion.
17. So.
Or net 20 if you want to give me advantage for being such a surprise.
No, because your brother is very egotistical, so he's gotten good at being able to flip what emotions he's showing.
Fair enough.
But you despite that, you could still get that he's trying to figure out what he's trying to process the fact that his great grandfather was Avatar Roku, and you get the feeling that he's trying to figure out how to play that to his advantage. So the late great Avatar was our grandfather.
I can already see the wheels in your head turning.
He gives you the dirtiest grin ever. Can you now? And he straightens out his face. And just stares at you.
Do you not see that that what the Fire Nation is doing is wrong, brother.
Our great military and our great nation conquering the world. How is this wrong?
How is it
It
right?
puts us in charge of everything that we know. We can shape the future to what we want it to without all these other nations getting in the way. There's a pretty big bite there to him saying that as he leers over at Gia.
So, because she can bend water, because he can bend earth, they are inferior to you.
Aren't they inferior to us to be in general? Sit there long enough, fire boils water and evaporates it. Sit there long enough, we melt stone. Where is it that they're not lower than us?
Gia just kind of like sneers at him and says, "Water and earth don't have to wait to put up fire. All they have to do is get up and sit down."
Damn.
Sorry.
I assume you're not just here to feel better about yourself, right? Wu Shang? What is it you want?
I want you to die. Shang's gonna take out his sword and cut off his head.
All right.
I don't.
Hand. Roll. Oh, god. I'm not even on the great screen.
That escalated quickly.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to stop him.
You're the only one there to stop him.
I know. I don't have any weapons. Shit.
have water.
I know of one way you could. Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, yeah, I'm.
Chen is not gonna change. There is no amount of anything I can do to change his viewpoints on this. And if we let him go, he has a chance of escaping. So Shang wants to put an end to him right now.
Last chance, Luke.
We got what information we could get out of him. He's served his purpose.
Yeah, I don't think Gia would stop you. I think that's a Luke reflex.
All right.
Damn. That's a good player right there.
Roll your damage. Fortunately, I do have to abide by.
Nat
It's a
20.
nat
Gah!
Roltron
This is
really
so-
wants me to kill my brother.
Jesus, heads will roll.
You
I'm
asked
wondering how
for
far
it.
this
You
one.
got it.
So that is 12 points of damage.
Hold on. +4.
So 16 points of damage. Shit, hang on. I gotta do math. All right. I mean, you go into swing. He ducks his head back just enough for you to not catch him directly in the throat, and you slash him across his cheek or his jaw, and just a spray of blood come out. Ooh, roll me an insight check.
17.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Just beat you out. He slumps his head off to the side, and you look at him. It looks like he's dead, but you know you were going for that kill shot. His head didn't come off, but it looks like he's dead.
What?
You make a Pez dispenser of him.
Hold on. He looks like he's dead.
His head slumped over to the side, blood gushing out. He's got it in a way where it looks like the blood's coming out of his neck.
Okay, well, I mean, that really doesn't...
Yeah.
That doesn't change anything. He's gonna keep swinging.
Yeah, no, go for it.
This is anger. He's just hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting.
Yeah.
And he won't stop. So he won't stop until he's stopped.
Okay. Unless Gia stops him, you sit there.
Eventually you see the ice just sort of evaporate away, and the body that you're striking at just sort of sinks below the surface of the water. Shang. I think he's gone.
I can sit back down again.
But why were you sitting or not sitting?
It was easier for me to get into character for Chen if I was standing with my hands behind my back.
Oh,
Damn.
I can appreciate that. I do that too.
Yeah.
It's like you have to take on the posture to be able to fully get into the character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the dark side approach, just, you're all beneath me.
I mean, he's still stabbing. Like,
Yeah. No, that
he's
is
stabbing into the water. It's just screaming.
Yeah. No, at this point, there's the barrel is now a watery crimson red.
Wu Shang.
He just stops and drops his sword and just looks at the barrel. He took everything from me, Gia. The day he took my ball away and threw it into the road, he took everything from me.
If it wasn't you, someone else that he hurt would have done it. It's over now. Can't hurt anyone anymore. And she sort of, with her hands sort of together and down, she just kind of approaches you, just kind of staring into the barrel. She puts a hand gingerly on your shoulder. He can't take anything else from anyone.
A brother shouldn't do the things that he's done. Family shouldn't do the things that he's done. And he just looks at his hands. The blood that's no doubt on them at this point.
Oh yeah, like you're almost covered. Like the full front of you is covered from like halfway up your face down to like your middle chest, and like kind of starting to seep downwards.
Am I any better, Gia? He just stares at the blood.
He lets the room stay silent for a second. She sort of points up to the ceiling. She says, "Do you hear that, Shang? Do you hear those Earth Nation prisoners wandering around on our upper deck? Oh, my people being taken away on the Water Nation ship? You've saved more people than he ever has. There's no question in my mind." And she looks at you with only the utmost sincerity.
How many more people need to die before this world is safe again?
Well, in this world, on this ship that is yours, I think the most dangerous thing was just put down. Come on, let's go get you cleaned up.
For the sake of brevity, actually, Rinzu and Pri, what are you guys up to for to finish off the night?
I think I'm going to. Well, Pre's. Seeing that the situation is pretty much under control on top, she's going to try and inform Gia about the Water Nation about to head out.
Okay. Yeah, they're.
It
Go for it.
would. I mean, what would he? Renzu was passing out soup to the prisoners we released.
Yeah, so at this point, the Water Nation tribe people are on the Water Nation ship, and they're getting everyone over there settled up. So you guys have got the Earth Nation left on your ship right now. They don't know what's going on yet.
Well, I think once they get the boards up and off both ships, she's going to give an affirming wave to
Maggie.
I guess Maggie.
Okay.
And then head downstairs.
Okay. For the sake of brevity and time, you do so. The Water Nation gave you a heads up. They're gonna head back to Bossing Say first to reconvene with Han. And then
Better
figure
for
out,
everyone.
huh?
Probably better for everyone.
Yeah, and then figure out what to do from there. If they see you there back in the city, they'll let you know. But they're gonna let you guys take the Earth Nation people back to Bossing Say to do what they need to do. And you guys get everyone set up for the night and go to sleep.
Who's driving the ship?
Shag probably will. Go back
No
there.
one we crash.
Renzu's gonna stand at the wheel until Shang gets there, act like he's doing something, but not actually doing anything at all.
I recommend we set up a shift system. Maybe get a couple of the Earthbenders in there if they're willing.
I already have a title for this episode. Oh, Renzu's Toe Tea Jamboree.
Yes.
We should probably come up with something better. We just we
Yeah,
just
no, I know.
murdered.
This
Well,
I
we're
typed
not
up to him.
well, we're not done yet.
I know,
Mhm.
I know,
Let's get through this before we start talking about titles.
I know. I just thought it was great.
So did you guys want Luke, you said something about a shift, or did you guys want how do you guys want to do that?
I mean, like I said, if the Earth Nation are willing to get in on it, there's like 7 of them if they're not too injured, so they probably cover us pretty evenly.
Yeah, it takes them a minute to figure out how to drive it, but yeah, they're more than willing to at least steer you guys in the right direction. If anything gets too chaotic, they'll wake someone up.
Good.
All right, so you guys all go down for rest. Shang, were you staying up, or did you want to go to sleep too?
I mean, he's.
Could you go to sleep?
That's a good fucking question.
I was gonna say meta advice. Renzu might be able to give you a tea. That can help. I don't know.
As long as it's not Toti.
Toti is reserved for his enemies,
Jammy
yes.
thing.
unless you specifically request it. If you want it, he'll make it for you.
Oh my god. God. Duly noted. Can I insight Shang? See how he's doing? I mean, I can guess that he's not doing good, but
I mean, he's not hiding anything from you. He is not okay.
yeah.
I mean, you just saw him murder his brother.
Yeah.
He's been through some shit today.
Yeah, Gia is like probably gonna like kind of pay attention to him for a while, just to kind of make sure he's okay. Like, you know, helps him wash the blood off of him and stuff, and tries to be a good friend, and you know, kind of. I don't know. I personally don't do well with loss, so I've never had to deal with revenge.
I guess if you to put it into words what he's feeling, it's less that he's upset that his brother died and more that he's upset that he had to kill him. Like he was driven so far with his relationship with his brother where he wanted him dead. He hates his brother and is glad that he's dead. He just hates the fact that it got that far. And that's what's eating at him. with that line that he said, no brother should do the things that he's done. So, I don't know.
Well, like everyone else said, he deserved what was coming for him.
Right. So, was there anything else you guys wanted to do as far as this day goes?
Bless you.
Brutus just dies in the background. Sorry, too soon?
Alright, guys. Anyway, no, Brutus is out. Brutus is just.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down for the count.
Renzu would have gone to bed as soon as Shang got up to the helm.
Shang, were you gonna take the helm, or were you gonna let the Earth
Yeah,
Nation?
he'll take the helm.
Okay. How long do you want to take the helm? Like to the point, like a couple hours, or to the point where you're taking a point of exhaustion?
Probably.
Sorry, guys. I gotta be right back.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Probably to the point of exhaustion. I don't think he's sleeping.
Okay, so we will do that. All right, so you guys all bed down for the night. Oh, those of you who want to bed down for the night, and those of you who can, you guys all get a good night. Well, say good night. You guys get a night of sleep, and you wake up the following morning.
Renzu knows nothing of what's going on.
Yeah, no, Renzu is very oblivious to everything that's just happened.
Yeah, I'm oblivious to the end result.
So 3 days travel is gonna happen. In that time, is there anything you guys want to do? Anything you want to make sure happens?
Actually,
Shang does not leave the bridge, so
Okay. Just focusing on getting to Ba Sing Se, basically. Okay.
the first 2 days, Brutus would be actually holding the slats of metal that he has just in his hands.
Okay.
He's just gonna keep attempting.
Oh crap! What was?
3 days.
Yeah. What was I
On the
having?
third. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
What was I having you roll again? That was
Arcana, I think.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll me the 3 Arcana checks with disadvantage.
Oh god.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Hang on.
Well,
Something-
you're just gonna have disadvantage for all 3 of them, because it is still metal. So one more.
God damn it! Come on, give me something I can work with. Fuck!
Brian, I did also send you the other 2.
The answers, yes.
Yes.
Can I burn my last inspiration on his nat 1?
I mean, it would still be with disadvantage for that Arcana check.
Okay.
Bless you.
Jesus. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Never mind.
So,
I appreciate it, Luke.
the 3 days pass, and you guys make it back to Full Moon Bay. You pull in, and there are guards everywhere, staring at your ship again. And you get off the boat, and oh god, what the hell did I call this guy again?
Boomy.
No, it was Fu Senfu.
The secretary, right?
No, the captain of the port.
Yeah, Fu Sen. Sounds about. I know his name is Fu.
Yeah.
We'll just go with Fu. I don't remember his last name off the top of my head. You guys disembark with the prison, with the rescuees now. Oh, your return.
Hey, what's up, Foo?
Like I haven't heard that one before.
Heard what?
Never mind.
Yo, what up, my shiggy diggy dog?
You know, if you're gonna be driving this boat into this port, you might want to make your own flag, or a way to tell us that it's you and not just some Fire Nation ship coming into the dock.
Oh, that's a really good idea. You know, maybe something besides the big gaping hole full of Bossing Say wood. Yeah, I hear you.
If we're coming in from the side, we can't see that until you get close.
No, you raise a valid point.
So
Not
who's
accuracy.
that going to be the homework of? Who's going to make the flag for us?
We have
We
the
all
money.
should.
We could hire a. Oh,
And he pulls out a clip. He pulls out the clipboard that you've seen him with it from time to time. And I've just been putting it in the books as the group that came with Doros. What do you call yourselves? What the hell? What are we putting in this?
Looks at the rest of the group.
Shang's the name guy.
Shang has just deep pockets where his eyes used to be and a 5 o'clock shadow.
puberty finally struck.
That is kind of how it works.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what happened to Shang? He was looking fine the other day. Renzi was completely out of the loop.
For now, I think we'll just go with Doros' guess, and we'll get back to you on that.
He just stares at you. All right, fine. But we'll send a report that you brought back some more people. Thank you. And him and all the guards that are there give you a round of applause.
Would you look at that? We did something right for once. And we'll
What-
probably do it again.
Brutus just looks over. Why would you say that?
What? Am I wrong in saying that?
For
No.
once, I think we've done quite a bit of good.
But at what cost?
Your brother. Hey,
What
hey,
happened to his
Vez,
brother?
PG-13, right? Remember? Can you tone it down on the swearing? Look at all that's happened.
I'm sorry, the PG-13 rating went out the window a while ago.
I know.
Like,
I'm
since
just giving-
episode 0.
Pretty
No, I'm
much.
just remembering the original conversation.
It went out the window 24 sessions ago. We're only on session 23.
Yeah.
Oh, that took me a second. Yeah, no, he's just it's just gonna be mindless like chatter between the two.
Okay. All right. So that being all said, you guys re-enter Bossing Say.
Hey, Brutus, if we call ourselves the Shang Gang, do you think that will make him feel better?
That sounds stupid, and I'm 100% on board. Please continue. I'm sorry.
We have a little bit more time left. Do you guys want to end here, or do you guys want to finish it, do like last minute things?
Probably end here is good.
I think that's a great ending spot.
Seems like a
Okay.
natural standing.
Okay.
And then Mike's just like, well, fuck what I want to do again.
Shang's just gonna go home and lock himself in his room, so there's really not much to be said about that.
Are you bringing your brother's armor and weapons with you?
Probably.
Every time you touch that sword, you feel something there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you guys make it back to the house. Shane locks up. Gia, you go and do your running around. And that's where we're gonna end our session.
Yay!
Woot.
It end of book 1.
I saved my brother.
I killed mine. Yay!
We both got exactly what we wanted, and it sucked
got-
for one of us a little worse.
The
I got to
roller
punch a
coaster of the
guy.
last 2
Yeah.
sessions.
Hey man, I got to punch.
Renzu has an ever-growing love of soup.
You know what? You know what? Actually, I think that was one of the first times I've ever actually hit with Pebble, or the Magic Stone. I think every other time I've missed.
And
And it was, and
What a time to start.
what a time to start. Yeah, I was instrumental in a general's murder. Great.
So here, just so that. Ugh, kneecaps.
I love that Foley.
What was that?
That was me ripping Chen's character sheet in half.
Yeah.
That dude, that tear sounded visceral. Jesus. I mean, I'm
It
happy
really
that we
did.
got it now. Now that
Yeah.
He didn't even get to be in a real combat.
no, she scorched his fucking face.
Well, so we said this last session, but for everyone who's watching, everyone who's watching live in the VOD or on YouTube, this will be the final session for the rest of this year. I'm taking December off to work on what we've all call it as book 2 now.
Yay.
Opening up, book 2 will start out with the circus, for all that entails.
The circus.
And I will discuss with you guys what that'll be off screen. Yeah. And for anyone who's watching our other campaign, I think Luke, you're saying that we're actually coming to the end of this part as well, and trying to do the next one beginning of next year.
Yeah,
Possibly, hopefully.
Coming up onto the last leg of the Underdark, depending on how things play out. And if all goes well, we might go into this next year changing a few things, introducing some new characters, and maybe changing up how some of the way we do things.
So,
Huzzah.
stay tuned. Keep an eye out for any of our notifications. And yeah, we will catch you guys next time. Let's start with. Honestly, I'm gonna start off with the MVP of this one, at least in my eyes, Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake Takata 23. You can find me killing my brother over at Blake Takata 23 on Twitch, where you can't see that because I don't do anything over there, actually, for now. Yeah. That was it's kind of where I was expecting things to go. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Luke.
Hi, I'm Luke, and you know what? Starting to occur to me here is that we're taking this campaign into a very dark direction. A lot of aftermath of war and stuff like that. The equivalent of exchange of one brother for an, oh my god, we're turning it into Full Metal Alchemist. Brett.
Twitch.tv/Zedimus, where I'm actually not streaming all that much.
Wow, I have more. That's a little too much energy from you. I need you to dial it down.
I'm sleepy. Geared.
I'm Geared. You can find me at twitch.tv/thegearedgolem, where I have way more energy than Zed. And if you would like to peer into the mind of the creator of Renzu, you can meet me there.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
So yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh no!
No, I've already done that.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Just be warned. Everything, all evidence so far points to him being in defeat.
What? Oh.
Totally.
Ah. Zach.
Hi, I am Zaydon101, twitch.tv/Zaydon101. I would like to stream more when I have the time, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
That brings us to me. We'll spend 1025 everywhere at this point. I've been. Yeah,
You know where you are. You know where to go.
You know where to find me.
You know what it is.
If you're here currently, you've found me. So.
And
good
if
for
you find yourself coming back on the regular, give him a follow on YouTube.
That too.
And
Anything? Yeah, well, more so on YouTube, just because we're actually a little more relevant on YouTube than I am on Twitch. Although everything that I do is on Twitch and it gets posted. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my schedule. As of right now, or as of a while now, Sundays are the only day I'm really streaming, just because it's honestly the only day that I really can. Life, family, work, work.
Adulting.
Yes.
The pursuit of employment.
By
Yes,
these
and-
powers combined, we
are
have formed a depressed adult.
Jeez.
Well, so that is going to do it for us tonight. We will catch you next time. Either that be next week with other stuff or in the beginning of the new year. But we will catch you guys later. Bye.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.